Darren, a 1-1 draw, how do you assess that result this evening?
Well, I mean, it could be a good point for us. I mean, they had a lot of the ball. We knew that. We didn't, when we had to keep it as well as I would hope, and cause them enough problems when we had the ball. They started the game very strongly, but then we got a bit of a foothold in it, and good goal by Jono, cross from H again, good goal. And then at that point I thought, well, when the ball changed hands in transition, we needed to be better, and we weren't. We had one or two good opportunities to do that. Dembele broke a couple of times, lost the ball. That was the real areas that we could have really hurt them, because they're so open. But they're a hard team to play against. They keep the ball very, very well. We just looked like we were lacking a bit of energy tonight, I have to say. Maybe Saturday's just taken a lot out of us. But listen, we dug in. Poor goal to concede. We know what's happened there, and we know who's made the mistakes. But when you don't play well, or certainly when you're not on top, I think it's important not to lose. And that's what we've done tonight.
Yeah, they started both halves very well. In the first half, you were able to sort of muscle back control of the game, and it wasn't possible in that second half, it seemed.
We just couldn't get out, and then I made the change with Mo, because it was the same as Saturday. I mean, if we're going to have strikers that keep giving the ball away, it gives us a problem. And I wanted a bit more energy in Mo, and Mo had a right go, and he's in a good place at the moment after a couple of goals, and he nearly scored on Saturday. But it was difficult because for Idris and Burrows, and Idris did very well until he got cramped. He had to come off. Burrows was tired, and Flynn was shattered. I've got three teenagers starting tonight, and Ronnie Edwards was excellent in the heart of the defence. So it was difficult for them to go again so soon after Saturday, but I felt keeping them in the team was the right thing to do. And then obviously we know in the moment we can make 5 subs. So it's a game that I look at and think, well, we didn't do as many things as I would hope, but it's important we didn't lose. Apparently the results, top 2 have got beat again. And this is what happens in this league. It's going to be very, very tight. What we've got to do now, and I've just said to the players, if we can finish this week off with a win, it's a good week. We'd have to class it as a good week.
The Dembele substitution, you mentioned that he had countless times, well, you didn't say this, but he'd overplayed really and given the ball away. Do you still stand by that substitution, given that there's a possibility that we lost something in his pace and some of the other things he brings to the game, or are you happy with looking back at how that played out?
What difference does it make if we keep giving the ball away? That was the problem. The problem was not anything else, but keep giving the ball away. And it was a real issue for us, because it was a pitch that you couldn't. I don't mean the last third. I mean the middle of the pitch. We don't dribble because it was bobbly, it was bitty, and we said that we got to pass the ball in the middle of the park. And when we did that, we did it well, especially in the first half. But no, look, I have to make decisions very quickly in a game, and I don't regret doing that decision. No, not at all. I mean, they got possession of the ball. We couldn't keep the ball, and that was a problem. And then as the game went on, we still couldn't get out. And Jono, to be fair to Jono, he was absolutely shattered. But we'd made all the substitutions by that time. And but they're a good team, Milton Keynes. I think the position they're in is a little bit false, and I think they're a very hard team to play against.
Yeah, in a game where you had to do a lot of defending. Frankie Kent, particularly impressive, but in Ronnie Edwards you have a real talent there who just didn't seem phased in his.
We knew he wasn't going to be phased. I knew he wasn't. He's got the temperament. He's got a fantastic temperament for a 17-year-old. You would think he was just going on and doing a training session tonight. He's so calm, and I thought he was excellent. I did. I thought he got his playing. He was so calm on the ball. He started attacks as we knew he would. So yeah, he's a big bonus. I mean, look, we've got some really good young players, and I'm not afraid to stick them in. I've maintained that all along. What we needed to do with people like Canu and Burrows, get their confidence back in the under 23 games. We've done that. We've put them in. They've done well. We've now got Butler back from injury. Ricky will be back for Saturday. So some of these players need to be aware that there's people coming back, and there's people coming in the team and done well. Some need to step up. There's no doubt about it. I can't keep waiting. And we've got a situation where I'm delighted for the young players, because they've come in and given us that energy. With Canu again tonight, I mean, the boy you're playing against, apparently Premiership teams are looking at. So I mean, Canu had the better of him. That's why he swapped wings, and he's been a massive bonus. H set up another goal. Delighted with Ronnie. We've mentioned Flynn. Flynn was shattered. Flynn was shattered. But when people come on, I think there's got to be situations you've got to get into the game quickly.
And have one or two picked up knocks this evening?
Well, Idris got cramp in both legs. Flynn was just exhausted. Brown was touch and go for the game because he had a hamstring problem, but the scan yesterday was clear and he felt fine to go. I just felt Ethan's legs would help us because we were doing a lot of defending, as you've said. And then the two wing backs were obviously I've explained that one, and Mo I've explained for Dembele, and Sammy for Flynn.
Yeah, we've mentioned some of the other results. Teams that are at the top in the hunt for promotion have dropped points, and it's reflected with the game on Saturday that the tough games continue to come, don't they?
Yeah, they're all tough. It's a very tight league. I didn't think it would be anything else. And we're coming up to that's 18 games gone. It's important we get that win on Saturday, and then I look at it as a good week leading up to Christmas. We'll be in a good position. But it's again about the points. If we get to a win on Saturday, then it means we're a few points off where we'd like to be, but that would be a perfect situation. To get to a perfect situation after 19 games is a tough ask. So, look, my players showed their grit tonight. They had to, especially late on in the game when they equalised. And there's certain things that I need to pick the bones out of that we didn't do well enough tonight.
You've got some tough decisions ahead of Saturday, haven't you?
Yeah, but I don't mind that. They're only going to get tougher, and I don't mind that. As long as I see the correct application, as long as my senior players make sure that we look after these younger players when they're playing, which they have done, then that's what I'm looking at. But people have got to, I think there's a few out of form that need to get going again.
And Alan Swan's asked me to ask about Ipswich, what you see in them and what you'll be thinking ahead of Saturday for them.
Well, to be honest, they've got quite a lot of injuries. They've got quite a young team now. They've gone with Hawkins and Jackson up front, so your starting points there, a handful, the pair of them. And look, it's going to be another competitive game. Hopefully, we've still got fans there. We'll have to wait to find out what goes on. I think it's midnight tonight. There's speculation we might go into Tier 3, so we'll wait and see on that. It would be nice if we had fans, because I think it gives a real lift. So it'll be another tough game. Listen, they've got some good players. I think they won tonight, apparently. So that'll be a good win for them and a boost, because they've had a couple of, similar to ourselves, not so great results, but no, it's going to be another tough game. Look, we're at the point now where it's quite self-explanatory for my players, in the sense that if we get to a certain level of performance, then we've got a good chance of winning games. We've shown that. We've shown that against teams right at the top, and I think that's the most important thing for me as a manager, to focus on with the players.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
You're welcome.